The Oakland A's Experiment: How Baseball's Underdogs Changed the Game.
Welcome to Disrupting the Norm. This episode introduces Billy Beane, a baseball visionary who challenged traditional scouting methods and team management.
By embracing data and innovative strategies, he proved that smart decision-making could outperform deep pockets in America's favorite pastime.
Introduction: A game ready for change.
Baseball, America's beloved pastime, had always been guided by tradition. Scouts trusted their gut feelings, watching players and making decisions based on how athletic they looked or how smoothly they swung the bat. Then came Billy Beane, a former player turned general manager of the Oakland Athletics, who dared to ask, what if we're looking at the wrong things? What if there's a better way to build a winning team? Through his revolutionary use of data analysis, known as sabermetrics, Beane found hidden value in overlooked players and challenged baseball's conventional wisdom. His story transcends the baseball diamond, showing us how innovative thinking and the courage to be different can truly level the playing field.
A failed promise.
Young Billy Beane seemed destined for baseball greatness. Tall, athletic, and naturally gifted, he was every scout's dream, earning a first-round draft selection. But something went wrong. Despite embodying everything baseball tradition valued at the time, Beane struggled to perform at the professional level. This painful experience taught him an invaluable lesson about the gap between traditional scouting judgments and actual success on the field.
The awakening.
After his playing career ended, Beane found himself working in the Oakland Athletics front office. The team had a serious problem. They needed to compete with rich teams like the New York Yankees, but with less than a third of their budget. Traditional scouting methods weren't working. That's when Beane remembered his own story and realized that perhaps the old way of evaluating talent was fundamentally flawed.
The innovation.
Working with Paul DePodesta, a Harvard-educated data analyst and the Athletics assistant general manager, Beane, general manager, began looking at baseball differently. Instead of asking how good a player was at embodying what was considered the perfect baseball player, they asked what actually won games. They discovered that traditional statistics like batting average weren't as important as overlooked numbers like on-base percentage. They found undervalued players who weren't beautiful to watch, but who consistently got on base and scored runs.
The resistance.
The baseball world thought Beane had lost his mind. Scouts who had spent decades trusting their eyes and instincts couldn't believe he wanted to use computers and statistics to choose players. They called his methods ridiculous.
Are we going to be replaced by a computer, or what?
Was what one of those veteran scouts said. They said he was destroying the game. But Beane stood firm, knowing that innovation often faces resistance.
Triumph.
With a team of overlooked players, assembled using data rather than traditional scouting, the Oakland Athletics achieved the impossible. They won 20 games in a row, setting an American League record. This streak silenced many of Beane's critics and demonstrated the power of his innovative approach. The team's success proved that analytics could rival big budgets and that intelligence could triumph over tradition rooted in gut feelings and hunches.
The revolution.
Beane's success sparked a revolution that went far beyond baseball. Other sports teams began adopting data analytics. Businesses started looking at their own Moneyball opportunities, seeking undervalued assets and market inefficiencies. Beane showed that questioning conventional wisdom and trusting evidence over instinct-based tradition could change everything.
The human element.
Perhaps the most beautiful part of Beane's story is that it wasn't just about numbers. It was about seeing the value in players that others had dismissed. It was about giving second chances to people who didn't fit the traditional mold. In his own way, Beane taught us to look past surface judgments and find the true worth in people.
Lessons for innovators.
Billy Bean's journey offers valuable lessons for anyone seeking to innovate in their field.
Challenge assumptions with data.
Question long-held practices and back your challenges with evidence. While experience has its place, measurable data often reveals opportunities that gut feelings miss. Create your own metrics for success rather than relying on traditional indicators that everyone else uses.
Turn constraints into innovation drivers.
Instead of viewing limited resources as obstacles, use them to fuel creative thinking. When you can't compete using conventional methods, you're forced to find breakthrough solutions. The path to innovation often begins with the question, what can we do differently with what we have?
Find value in the overlooked.
Your greatest opportunities might lie where others aren't looking. Develop a systematic approach to identifying undervalued assets that your competitors dismiss. This applies not just to resources, but to people and methods as well.
Build teams that break the mold.
Look beyond traditional credentials and focus on overlooked talents that drive actual results. Combine diverse perspectives and skills in unexpected ways. Sometimes the most effective team isn't the most obvious one on paper.
Persist through resistance.
When facing strong opposition, remember that significant innovation often triggers skepticism. Use resistance as a validation that you're pushing meaningful boundaries. Focus on gathering evidence that supports your approach rather than trying to win everyone over immediately.
Create a legacy of innovation.
Share your methods and empower others to think differently. Document what works and explain why, so others can build upon your discoveries. True innovation success isn't just about solving today's problems. It's about creating new paths for others to follow.
The legacy.
Bean's analytical methods now permeate baseball, but his impact extends far beyond the sport. He demonstrated that true innovation requires seeing past the obvious to uncover hidden potential. His greatest lesson was showing that when resources are limited, creativity and strategic thinking can overcome traditional advantages. Through Bean, we learned that finding unexpected solutions often leads to the greatest breakthroughs.
Conclusion. Baseball, data, and the power of new ideas.
Billy Bean revolutionized baseball by challenging tradition through data-driven decisions. As the pioneer of Moneyball, he proved that analytics and smart strategy could overcome bigger budgets by finding value in overlooked players. His success demonstrates how rethinking established practices and trusting evidence can lead to breakthrough results. Bean's legacy shows that combining analytical thinking with bold vision can reveal opportunities others miss, inspiring innovation across sports and business.
About Billy Bean. Billy Bean, executive advisor for the Oakland A's, revolutionized baseball through his Moneyball approach, using data analytics to maximize player value on a budget. His innovative methods have redefined team management and inspired data-driven strategies across industries.
At Disrupting the Norm, we share the inspiring journeys of innovators who dared to challenge the status quo. From overcoming obstacles to achieving groundbreaking success, their bold strategies are shaping the future. Join our community and let these stories ignite your next breakthrough. Subscribe now.